what is I guess, a tip that K-State suggests in making sure that your backyard garden is successful? I know when I was young, I always wanted to grow sweet corn, and it never did very well.
Oh, I know. There's certain crops that it does take a little bit of skill level to get comfortable with, get familiar with, and sweet corn's a good one because it takes a lot of space and then trying to really grow that crop vigorously and get good pollination and sometimes there's just challenges along the way that prevent us from, even experienced gardeners run into that at times. And so, one of the big tips that we always promote, and you'll see this in our Kansas Garden Guide, is going to be soil. And of course, we start, a healthy plant starts with healthy soil. And that's where, our soil testing services, some of the things we do in extension to help gardeners, diagnose soil problems or improve soil really becomes a critical key to success for a lot of them. And so as we enhance our soil and we build healthy soil, what we find is that we grow healthy plants, healthy root systems, and then our production just becomes almost automatic in those cases where we can really generate healthy soil. Now, there's always challenges, but you overcome a lot of challenges really quickly just by having healthy soil. So that's a good example of some of the practices that you'll find in our information that we promote and help people with. Yeah.
Yeah, what's I guess one tip that somebody can do right now, say they're just planning out their garden right now, it's the end of April, to make sure that they do have healthy soil when they do put that plant in the ground?
Right. Well, a good tip is, I mean, this is a good time of year to really any time you can do a soil test, and that's a simple thing you can do if you haven't done it in the garden before. K-State Extension, our offices receive those soil samples, and you can bring those samples into your local office, and they'll help you get those up to the lab at K-State and get those tested. And what we do is we provide some customized results for you based on your garden. You'll tell us kind of what you're wanting to grow. We can give you some results on and some information, some strategies on improving that soil, making the amendments that might be necessary. So, it can be as simple as a soil test to get some feedback. It might be as simple as getting a hold of our Kansas Garden Guide online as well, because we love that publication.
Say we're looking to add some fertilizer to our backyard garden. Is there anything that can happen if you use too much fertilizer?
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. Is a lot of times we can overdo a good thing, right? Nutrients in the soil, certainly if they are missing, we can have a lot of problems growing our plants. But if we get to an excessive amounts, a lot of times things like phosphorus or other nutrients that get excessive, sometimes we worry about runoff or things, in our water as well, water quality. And so we want to be, cognizant of what we're putting into the soil and not having too much, because certainly too much is not of any more benefit. And so plants only use a certain amount. So getting that information is really critical, and especially assessing things like our organic matter and just some of those properties of soil that really are beneficial to our plants. And then learning how to manage soil, just not over tilling it or pulverizing it, understanding that there's a whole ecosystem underneath our feet. And, a lot of times we take for granted how that ecosystem works. And so learning about soil health is just a really fun, but in-depth study, we can help people think through.